Yo, welcome back to the house in Fata Morgana. Last time, Jacopo became more and more possessive of the white haired girl, and we saw that Jacopo and Maria actually were childhood friends, and we saw some of their past history. And it turns out, in a shocking twist that surprised everyone, Maria has secretly been puppeting everything from the shadows, and she is engineering this complex plan to make both of them think that the other one is an asshole for some reason. Um, and yeah, she's the Joker, I guess. We're probably gonna end the story now. Usually the story ends like pretty quickly after the big twist is revealed. So we probably can finish this in like an hour. I will say before I start, my throat does hurt like a bitch right now, so I may sound even worse than usual, so apologies for that. Alright. Okay. The lost letters. Master. Are you shocked? No, not really. Or do you instead lament this development? I was deeply sorrowful. Though to a lesser degree about Maria's true intentions, and more my shameful inability to recognize her machinations. At the time, I too believed that Maria was the white-haired girl's one and only ally. I've been saying she was sus the entire time. It was not until everything had drawn to a close that I discovered the truth. Then I now know how the tale ends, you say? Then I now know how the tale ends, you say. Okay. Yes, that is correct. Well aware that it was not the case, I told you the story in a way that suggested she was on the white-haired girl's side. Oh my, I wonder if that constitutes lying to you, Master. Okay, that's the second time you've done that, first of all, where you've like lied in the way you're telling the story. That's okay. The story only, like, someone could, like, even then it didn't really work for me, but someone could only possibly be fooled by this story and think that Maria's like chill because you told it from the white hair girl's perspective. If you told the story from Jacopo's perspective, it would be so glaringly obvious that she's lying to him, which would make Jacopo look very stupid. Like, imagine this story from Jacopo's perspective. Like, you have literally zero evidence that she is cheating on you, and nothing she said or nothing she's done suggests that at all. It's all except like when she was out of breath in the ballroom, and you think that means she went out of the house for some reason. Like, from Jacopo's perspective, it should be extremely obvious that Maria is just lying. This only works because it's being told from the white-haired girl's perspective. I merely wanted to present the events to you in order, starting from the beginning, when Maria's ill intentions were still veiled in shadow. I wanted you to know the same feeling of consternation I had experienced. The white-haired girl continued to write letter after letter. They were all addressed to her dear husband, detailing her ever-persistent love for him, and her desire for their relationship to return to what it had once been. My beloved, I am sure your hands are quite full right now, but that is fine. It does not change my love for you. Also very convenient that she doesn't write the name of her husband in the letter. She only writes my beloved, so that way Maria can lie and say that the letter is intended for someone else. It's all very convenient how it all lines up. Do you remember the day we went out together? That was perhaps the most wonderful day of my life. I had a truly incredible time. I still treasure the gift you gave to me, for it is the one and only present I have received from you. That reminds me, Maria tried to teach me how to dance. I thought I will ever progress beyond being laughably bad, though. It would be nice if, someday, you and I could dance together. Perhaps when you have a little respite from work, we could go out again, maybe take a carriage somewhere a little farther away. Then we could dine at a restaurant more to your liking. Although I think the cuisine at the other restaurant was exquisite, personally. Do I perhaps have an unrefined palate? Perhaps. Maria altered the letters before delivering them, however. How? This is like 1869 and this is a written letter. How is she altering these? She's a fucking like forensic scientist? Like how? She changed the addresses from Jacopo to another man, the addressee. She would cut away the top of the page with Jacopo's She would cut away the top of the page with Jacopo's name on it, and in the space below write a different name. Okay, I'm sorry, but that is so stupid. She could not have mimicked the white-haired girl's handwriting for the full length of a letter, but Maria could make a single name look adequately similar. Okay, if you don't understand why I think this is stupid, like, this is such... Okay, first of all, this is such, like, insane levels of work for so little reward. Like, the number, like, the effort it would take to alter the letter and make it look good and make it look convincing is insane. And also, she only refers to Jacopo at the beginning of the letter, never anywhere else. And also, Jacopo doesn't notice that the paper is obviously cut at the top. Like, this is this is so contrived. She could not have mimicked the white-haired girl's handwriting for the full length of a letter, but Maria could make a single name look adequately similar. Oh, that's good. And it would, after all, be quite difficult to notice minor discrepancies in such a small quantity of text. I love how the story is trying to, like, justify it. Like, no, I swear it makes sense, please believe me. Again, another letter. Why does she keep writing these? To Jacopo's eyes, the modified letters look like professions of love for another man. It's so funny from his perspective. He locked her in the shed in the garden, and she's just writing letters to fucking a random guy day after day, non-stop. Like, the more she inscribed of her feelings for Jacopo, the greater the turmoil grew within his heart. Even though her love was directed towards him, I can't believe what I'm reading. A restaurant more to your liking. I knew it. You have been going out with other men, all the while pretending to be chaste in my presence. I still treasure the gift you gave to me. God's sake. You have to be fucking kidding. You're so stupid. But I've ensured you can't leave that room. She'll never see this man again. In time she'll let go, and so will he. Listen to me, resigning myself to the hope that everything will fix itself. How did I end up like this? Such a pitiful man I've become. On the surface, Maria acted quite heartbroken at the sight of their suffering, but when she returned to her room, the walls echoed with her cackles. She derived a great deal of entertainment from their squirming. The more they write in English, the deeper her satisfaction grew. And both the white-haired girl and Jacopo continued to place their confidence in Maria, the one responsible for everything, because they're not capable of saying one single word to each other. The white-haired girl never possessed a sense of distrust, and Tracy took everything Maria said as truth, continuing in her agony to write Jacopo letters. Letter after letter after letter. My beloved, are you still tied up with your work? It has been some time since we last saw one another, so I know not what you have been doing of late. I only hope you remain in good health. I would, if possible, prefer to tell you everything in person, but I do not have the courage. So these letters are my only options. There's just no other way. Am I adequately expressing my feelings, my love for you? If you have the time, I would appreciate a response. You're never gonna get a response, though. Not as long as I'm intercepting them. There's no way I'm allowing these, or your love to get to him. I could just stop reading them. It would certainly make things easier, but if I don't, my imagination will run wild, fantasizing about her writing to this other man and what she might be putting in her correspondence. I'd be better off knowing the truth than torturing myself with fantasy. It's the better option. Jacopo accepted every letter Maria delivered, without fail. He would merely nod as he accepted it, his face contorted in discomfort, and then pore over the text when he was alone. I assume he did not want her to see his heart sinking into darkness. Had he put his trust in his wife rather than Maria, he would have almost certainly been able to realize the letters were directed at him, despite the altered recipient name. You don't say. Everything she wrote about concerned him, after all. How could someone who had lived as isolated a life as her, with so many identical experiences with two distinct men? That is a very good question, maid. Why could he not find it in himself to trust her? Perhaps doubting her was simply easier. Okay, I get that, like, every criticism I'm throwing at the story is acknowledging and is trying to, like, justify, or not even justify, but is trying to make it, like, a part of the story that Jacopo is just being very, like, stupid and being very paranoid for no reason. But, like, that doesn't make me like it more. Like, even if the story acknowledges it. Like, if you're in his position, would you trust her? Would you maintain faith in her, the woman who had waited for so long? Would you believe the feelings she professed for you were genuine? it's not about believing her or not believing her. I think I would, like, talk with her for more than 10 words and we would instantly figure out everything that was happening. She continued writing letters, day after day, week after week, without hiatus. She had, by and large, run out of things to say, but that did not put an end to her letter writing. She simply repeated what she had written before. Nevertheless, they did not see one another in person. The white-haired girl, forbidden from leaving her shed, could only wait for her husband to pay her a visit. My beloved, there is a little bit of fog out today. Weather like this reminds me of my home country. I was born on an island perpetually covered in a thick fog. I'm not saying I would like to return, but thinking about it does make me feel rather homesick. Oh, wait, is it the UK? Does that happen to you? That reminds me, aside from that one time, you have not told me much of your homeland. It would be nice if we could pay it a visit together sometime. Speaking of which, before I left, an exhibition of some sort was held there. I was unable to attend, but perhaps you had the chance when it was near you? I imagine you would have, with your interest in new technology. Next time you have a chance, I would enjoy hearing what they had on display. Ha! The man she's dating is also from Italy, and he's also interested in technology? Oh no, I've got some tough competition. An exhibition? Ah, that's right, there was one. It was a year ago. Got quite a bit of attention, since it was supposed to have been held in Paris. I was busy, preparing for our wedding. I had no time to attend an exhibition, and while I was doing that, giving you, a woman I had never met before, my full attention, you were giving yours to a different man? Has this been going on for that long? Had he simply stepped up and taken action, he could have put an end to the stream of letters, each of which gave rise to further misunderstanding. He needed merely ask the white-haired young person to whom the letters were addressed, whether what they described were true, and the twisted threads of his confusion would have all been unraveled. But he made no such effort, relying on Maria to serve as his intermediary. I feel as though I have now, at long last, come to understand just what kind of man Jacopo was. While he held a great deal of pride in his capabilities, he had far less confidence in himself as a person. If he'd had faith in himself, perhaps he could have put faith in his wife as well. It's not about putting faith in anyone. Just, like, talk to her for longer than a sentence, and you will both instantly realize what's going on. Had this pride not been so twisted, perhaps he would not have been so afraid of being hurt. Indeed, he was afraid of being rejected by her. Afraid to face a reality where his beloved partner scorned him, where the woman he loved laughed at him disdainfully, where she and countless others mocked him. The thought of it paralyzed him. The environment in which he had been raised played a significant part in his state of mind, I expect. Occasionally, the name on the letter would change. Maria was making the white-haired girl out to be having affairs with multiple other men. Man, when did she find the time to do all of this? She could never do any such thing, of course. But Jacopo, thinking Maria to be his only ally, believed everything she said. If I could figure out who this man is and where he resides, I could make him tell me every last detail about his relations with my wife. But what if that information went public as a result? If news of her infidelity spread, and were to reach the Casca? Whoa! The fate of the Brizzatis is in your hands, son. There's a limit to what we can accomplish on this tiny island. If we don't turn our attention outwards, we will wither away and die. And not just this family, this whole land will find itself famished and emaciated, defenseless against invasion as we waste away. I won't stand by and watch my homeland crumble. Sure, our methods may be crude and not always worthy of praise, but they produce undeniable results. The unfortunate thing is, the previous Capo Famiglia was an incredibly reticent man. Your father, right? It took all he had to merely preserve his small chunk of the world, but I'm not like that, and neither are you. The most I can do is lay the foundation to make it easier for you to work, which means everything rests on your shoulders. Both the future of the Brizzati family and the future of this country. It all falls on you. Okay, calm down, Dad. The marriage is happening too quickly? It would be madness not to hurry, given the circumstances. You should be well aware of that. We need the Brizzati name climbing the social ladder in short order, or we're going to have everything ripped off from under us. If the woman isn't your liking, you can find another one that is. She's only going to be your wife in name. But listen to me, son. You must not allow her to fool around. What are the most vital things to have in our society? Money, power, yes, those are important. But what matters most is respect. No one's going to follow a capo familia they can't respect. They'll try to undermine your authority. Once someone deems you weaker than them, courtesy goes out the window, and that's a judgment that's near impossible to overturn. The trail spreads like a fire through a forest, and once that flame's lit, the both of us come crashing down. You must not let anyone look down on you. You must not let anyone think you're the kind of man a woman can walk all over. If, by any chance, your fiancée is ever unfaithful to you, kill her before anyone finds out. Your place is above others. Climb to the top. Never be content with someone above you. And never forget the weight you carry on your shoulders. Okay, Dad. This is your responsibility. The fate of the Brazzatis in your hand, the fate of the sand, the kill anyone who stands in your way, aim for the top, really is the root of all evil, attain true wealth, blah 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 blah. I must keep intercepting her letters. I must keep her locked up. I still have work to do. I cannot allow anyone to learn about how she's disgraced me. Kill her. That's how my own man says to handle it. That's the last resort. It's not. Not yet. Ah, god damn it. It's downright wrong for me to even be having these feelings for someone. Fuck! Master, your carriage is waiting outside. How are you coming along? Coming along? Oh, that's right. I had an inspection scheduled today. I'll be right out. Right out. Have him wait. Is something the matter, Master? You look a little hazy. I'm fine. If you're not feeling well, you should stay. I said I'm fine. It's not your job to try and infer my condition. Yes, sir. Damn it. Keep it under wraps. Act like normal. You can at least do that much, damn you. Take care on your trip, Master. Yeah. It's not the usual coachman. I also feel like I've seen him somewhere. Your fault. What? Dowie. Hey, speak up. Die, Jacopo Brazzati. Huh? Grr. Master? There's a knife in your stomach. Oh god, someone, anyone. Silence, don't make a scene. Call a doctor. Yes, sir. Now I remember where I've seen him before. That's right, I put his factory out of business. I needed it out of the picture to expand my own business. I guess he held a grudge about that. I should have been more careful. Blood flows with a surprising abundance from a stab wound. It's not stopping either, son of a bitch. The world is going white. Come on now, you have to be kidding. I know very well what kind of man you are. You wouldn't hesitate to lead a blind man off a cliff if it furthered your own goals. You make money off others' lives. You stand upon a mountain of corpses, cackling at everyone below you. For a man like you, love comes as naturally as flying. Guess what? You don't have any emotions, and you never have. You've always been this way. My childhood was day after day of mockery. You're just a bunch of nobodies trying to pretend your name means anything, they would say, sneering and glaring. Maria treated me as an equal, but she was the only one. I wanted to show them up, and to do that, I had to rise to the top, or at least high enough that I could laugh at them. My own man was the only one who wanted that. I did too. I had to make them acknowledge that I had value as a man, who actually wants to go through life being laughed at. I had to make them recognize that what I did had value, and I needed neither love nor compassion to do it, or that's what I taught. In the beginning, I only ever intended to use that woman. I simply needed her to build a name for myself. When she served her purpose, I could simply cast her aside. That's what I thought, or rather, that's what I endeavored to make myself think. But deep down, I felt bad for her. I pitied this woman who was being made to marry a man she had never even met before. I'm sure what she really wanted was to have a regular marriage with someone she loved, but because her family wanted to cling to their name, she wasn't afforded that opportunity. I wanted to do something for her. It didn't have to be anything grand. I genuinely wanted that. The day of our wedding was when I first saw her. Her face, partially obscured behind the veil, was gorgeous, and crucially, she was smiling at me. I expected to find only gloom and despondency in her eyes, but instead she smiled. The moment I saw that smile, I wanted it to be a permanent part of my life. I truly did want to ensure she always had a smile on her face. Nyurg. Is this my room? I'm alive? Damn it, I feel nauseous. What time is it? The world's a blur. So hot. You mustn't get up. The doctor said bacteria entered your body through the wound. Because of that, you have a very high fever. What are you doing here? I was told you had been badly wounded, but thankfully it was not fatal. How did you make it out of... Pardon? Oh, I see. Maria opened it. Would you like some medicine to reduce the fever? It should help you feel better. Yes. No. Stay by my side for a little longer. Is there anything I can do for you? You can ask me anything. My hand. Your hand? Could you hold my hand? If you don't want to, that's fine. Like this? Your hand is quite cold. It probably feels that way because of your fever. Ah. So, yes? I've done some regrettable things to you. Please forgive me. To tell you the truth, from the moment I first saw you, I felt like you were what I had been searching for my whole life. Laugh if you'd like. I felt like I had finally found you. But I couldn't act around you the way I honestly felt. You should get some sleep. Could you keep holding my hand until I fall asleep? If you don't want to, that's fine. My hand is in yours. Thank you. You appear to be quite delirious, Master. There's a thing you should be... Oh, she was talking... I see. There's a thing you should be telling your wife, not me. It was all a dream. Of course it was. It wouldn't be that easy. She would never come to my room. She's involved with other men. Jacopo, might I come in? I have another letter. Okay, we're still going. How is this gonna end? The white-haired girl's persistent letters did not improve anything, but simply stoked the flames of misunderstanding. This continued for several months. Maria really has nothing better to do with her life. Though outside, the sun shone with the gentle warmth of spring, the cold bitter winds of winter still relentlessly blew between Jacopo and his wife. Not allowed to leave her shed and never receiving a reply to her letters, the white-haired girl's only source of information was Maria. Week after week, her circumstances remained the same, but something else was beginning to show signs of change. Her mental state. It's pointless, madam. You're only wasting your time at this point. I saw him throw your letter into the fireplace. He's not going to read anything you write, no matter how much of your soul you pour into it. He cares more about money and work than love. That's the kind of man he is. Just give up and file for divorce already. Yeah, you've been saying this the whole time. You really want her to divorce him. No. I will get through to him. Everything will go back to normal. I have faith. All my letters may go up in flames, but my faith will not be lost with them. As long as I keep writing, eventually I will get through to him. So I cannot stop. I cannot. Do you have any idea what he says about you, madam? Jacopo doesn't trust you in the slightest. He goes around calling you a witch, a man-eating devil woman. It's awful. There's no one as pure and as beautiful as you. He says I am a witch. Listen to me, madam. He never for a second actually loved you. He just wanted the influence attached to your name. Wanted to mingle with the upper class. He used you. But last year, when we went out together, he gave me the Fanicus wheel at the photography shop. He had the owner make it especially for me. He was just trying to win your favor. If he really cared for you, he wouldn't have gotten you a paper toy. He would have gotten you something like a ring or a necklace or some perfume or a nice dress. Something women really like. Has he ever given you anything like that? He doesn't have any feelings for me? I'm sorry. I just couldn't stand to see you going through this, but I don't know when to shut my fat trap. I went too far. The last thing I need to be doing is hurting you worse. You know, for everything I've said, your unwavering dedication is really impressive, madam. I know I've suggested you get a divorce, but to be honest, part of me kinda doesn't actually want you to split up. Despite knowing you staying with him, it's just causing you pain. You've made it this far. I'd like to see you make it all the way. Maybe you actually will start paying attention. Your sweetness can melt even his heart of steel. Yes, you're right. I will keep waiting, keep writing, and I will not divorce him. Yeah, alright. So please, keep delivering my letters to him. You are my only remaining connection to the outside world. Oh yes, one more thing. If it's not too much trouble, could you tell me how he has been and what he's been doing lately? I do not have much else to write about, so if I could at least relieve him of some of his work-related stress. I am his wife after all. I should be able to do that much for him. I am his wife. Her dedication to him was perhaps closer to an obsession, but she did not seem to be conscientious of the fact that her obsession was killing her. She was visibly losing weight and her spirit was breaking down. It is said that emotions fade with time, but the opposite can also be true. The act of waiting, of fervently believing for so many months despite the object of one's affection not returning them, can tear apart a person's heart, crushing their soul, shatter their spirit. No matter how radiant, how thick-skinned they may be, with enough time it will wear anyone down. No one is immune. It's pointless, Jacopo. Wait all you won't ever get her back. If she's going to be writing letters, she could at least write one for you. She looks so pure, pretty as an angel. But God Almighty, is it only how she looks? You've changed a bit. What, have I? The old you would be yelling and screaming, chomping at the bits to go storming in on the madam. Now you just go quiet. I'm just a little tired. You could break it off then? What? You've already made a name for yourself in high society. Nobody's gonna suddenly start ignoring you. You've more than put her family name to good use. To put it in your own words, it's no longer necessary. This isn't something I really want to say, but the madam has never liked you. She was married off to a total stranger and forced to leave her home, where she felt very alone, and so she taught the companionship of let me try that again. And so she sought the companionship of other men. Anyone who wasn't you probably seemed quite attractive to her. Just anyone who isn't you. So without getting violent or threatening to kill her or anything, just end it already, quietly and without a fuss. It'll be easier for you that way. I cannot. Because you still love her? That's wonderful, Jacopo. After everything, you still love her. That's just blind slavish devotion at this point. Perhaps it is a foolish, unhealthy obsession, but I still do not wish to sever ties with her. I cannot get the image of her smile out of my head. The look of utter elation on her face as she looked through the phenakistoscope. Those captivating eyes beneath the veil of their wedding. I will never, for as long as I live, forget those sights. But I can't talk to her. I haven't seen her in months, but I still love her. Calling me surprised. You're a sentimental one. Well, I guess you've always been kind of mushy, haven't you? True to your heart, despite how you may look. That's not a bad thing, though, in my book. There's nothing but pain in it for you now, but all you can do is wait until she stops writing. But don't worry, if you need to let off some steam, I'm all ears. I'll be here for you until she breaks it off with the other men. No, that will not be necessary. What? I know very well that things cannot continue on as they are forever. I knew it from the beginning and still couldn't do anything. This time, I'm planning on facing her myself. You serious, Jacopo? Yes, I've relied on you for too long. I was afraid of what I might do to her. Uh-oh. I didn't want anyone to find out that my wife was being unfaithful, and I thought the best way to ensure that was by locking her up away from anyone else. But the situation is not going to improve unless I do something. If I allow things to continue as they are, sooner or later, word of her infidelity will leak. So before that happens, I must face her myself. I must do something. It's probably best if you didn't. I'll tell her anything you want. Make sure things start improving. I appreciate everything you've done, and I apologize for getting you involved in her troubles. But I'm going to end it now. No, I must put an end to it. This is a problem between me and her. You might get violent again if you go see her face to face. Yes, I might. I might do something that would look rather bad for me. But it's reached a point where until the two of us face up to each other, it's never going to go away. It took me far too long. I wasted too much time trying to find my resolve. I see. You'll need a way to break the ice then. Break the ice. Right. If you've got some convenient excuse to talk to her, it'll reduce some tension, make it easier to bring up what you need to bring up, right? Here's an idea. That transcontinental railroad you've been funding. That's supposed to be opening up pretty soon, isn't it? Yes, it is. There'll be a message by telegraph when it happens, right? You can ask her to be there to hear it. And then you can invite her to ride the first train. You put your heart and soul into this project, and it's finally being realized. Are you going to blow up the train? Like, what's your plan here? It's going to be an amazing day for you, and a day like that's ripe for more good things to happen. It's going to be the accomplishment of a lifetime. Don't look so down in the dumps. You're sending trains across this massive continent, carrying on them the people of this country's dreams. Who says you can't stick a dream of your own on it too? Right. Yes, you have a point. A railroad that spans from coast to coast. She's a sickly girl, which makes long trips difficult, but this new rail system should make them much less straining. It would allow me to show her the world. Yeah, that's perfect. I'm getting excited myself. What's your plan? It'll go great. I'm sure of it. Yeah. Oh god, my fuck. I gotta put on my Joker voice. Oh god, my fucking side. Seriously, they're goddamn riot, the both of them. They keep on trusting me and keep on getting hurt. They don't have to be going through any of this. Oh my god, Maria, you're terrible. And these people call me the Holy Mother. I bet the real Mary's rolling in her fucking grave. Ha ha ha. Now, I must say I wasn't expecting you to make a move, Jacopo. A shame that the squirming loser, paralyzed by insecurity, is a better role for you. If they do end up figuring it out, tough shit. Doesn't hurt anything, just takes away a bit of my fun. I don't understand why you're so infatuated with this railroad. I mean, I do sort of get romanticized steel, but my kind of steel is a little smaller scale. What? You got a gun? Anyway, I suppose it's about time to get things moving. So, You did all of this for no reason. You did all of this just because you're evil? Because you say if they figure it out, oh, whatever, tough shit, I don't care. No matter how this plays out, you will not have a happy ending, Jacopo. You're going to get a real taste of just how much I despise you. Maria, oh, there you are. What is it? I'm on break right now. You were assigned to clean the cellar today, weren't you? Well, head maid's saying it hasn't been done yet. What? I did. I cleaned it. Just casual once over, but hey. Well, do it again and do it right this time. Because if you don't, it's gonna fall on me. Not supposed to make me give a damn. I mean it. You take care of it. Get enough special treatment as it is. Yeah, right. I heard you the first time. I'll take care of it. Don't you forget it. Oh, for God's sake, why should I have to be the one to tell her? Is she gone? Ugh, what a pain. Stop talking to yourself. Who cares if the damn cellar's clean? Not like anyone's bringing guests on there. Yeesh. I guess I should take care of it. Are you gonna die from the fucking mansion's curse in the cellar? Better that than the tongue lashing by the head maid. God, why did I have to be a maid anyway? What a dank place. Ugh, it's so dark and humid down here. Makes me feel gross. Ah. Someone there? Hello? Hello, is anyone in there? Came from farther in. Whoa, it's seriously dusty back here. Who was supposed to clean this last week? I'll clean the whole thing next time, damn it. This makes my job harder. Cough. Disgusting. Ah, damn cobwebs. Oh god, oh dear god. I did not want to clean this. Ow! Oh, for God's sake. Stack this stuff properly. Now I gotta fix this whole mess. Ah, for the love of... What's this? Something carved into the floor? I haven't noticed this before. Someone get bored one day? What do we have here? Wow, it's mostly illegible. Let's see. It's not written in English, but my native language. But it's not modern, it's really archaic. Why on earth would an old form of my country's language be carved into the floor of a mansion built here in the New World? Most of it is illegible, but I can make out one section. Our lives. Our lives shall be forfeit to the witch's curse. Nevertheless, we must lay bare those with sin upon their souls for the redemption of those whom are pure. Should you mean to dispel your curse, we implore of you, O witch, to mark it with only their bloodline. Wait. Sin upon their souls. To mark with it only their bloodline. The blood of the sinners flows through those who dwelt within this house, but not I. When a witch? Haha, that's crazy. Okay, this is obviously important. I guess this is how the whole curse thing and the whole witch thing started. A witch? Haha, that's crazy. That's crazy. But why does the handwriting look like mine? It's just coincidentally similar. No one's handwriting is perfectly unique after all. And you are able to perfectly imitate the white hair girl's handwriting, so why am I so sweaty? It's not that hot down here. So it's not unfeasible that someone could perfectly imitate your handwriting. Nope, forget it. Didn't see a thing. Not a chance it's real. Just a tasteless prank. This is silly. There's something in this box. Is that a painting? Has that always been here? Huh? White hair, fair skin. Is this the madam? But then, why is the face all torn up? And her clothes look really old-fashioned. The painting seems worn and faded too. Something about it feels off. I'm not sure how to describe it. It's very creepy, unsettling. The writing on the floor in this painting. What is with this house? It's just a painting. Nothing to get weirded out over. I bet I know what happened. Jacopo probably slashed it up in a fit of jealousy. He is a simple man. Seeing this probably wouldn't put him in the best mood. Ha ha ha. What was that? Is someone there? The door is open? Nobody's there. What's this? A painting? Who could have left it here? Is that me? Why? But my face, it's been cut. No. Why would someone have this painted? Just to do this? Who would do such a thing? Extreme hater energy. You're like a witch, my dear, like a demon. Your very presence brings misfortune upon others. You're cursed. No, I am not. I am not. Was it you, Jacopo? Did you have this painted so you could destroy it? Do you really despise me to that extent? Why do you? What did I ever do to make you hate me so? Why? All I'm doing is waiting for you, you worthless tramp. Are those ears only for show? This house has no need of a garden. I always thought you had at least some sense of taste. Silence, it's all your fault, every last thing. And say goodbye to your freedom. I'll kill you. Does the mere act of waiting impose upon you? Does my mere presence pervert you? Would it be better if I were gone? Would it be better if I left this mansion? If I left you? I don't think I can wait much longer. There's no end in sight. I can't take it any. There is no end. No, I will set a deadline for when I give up waiting. When the project Oh my god. When the project you pour your heart and soul into is complete, when the railroad opens, I'll be finished waiting, and then it's over. Just so fucking stupid. Okay, I feel like the story's coming to an end. The end of the line. The Pacific Railroad's last spike ceremony was drawing nearer by the day. That day was coincidentally the deadline of the two of them had set up for themselves. Wow, what a coincidence! Jacopo to confront his wife and the white-haired girl to wait for him. And as that day approached, she continued to write letters. She wrote the letters purely by force of habit, despite having been worn visibly thin. I expect that she could not stop, that the act of writing was all that kept her from going mad. By focusing her attention on another person through her letters, she was able to maintain her grip on herself. But that day would put an end to her suffering and despair. When the railroad was complete, all their misunderstandings would be cleared up. They would return to the smiling, happy couple they had been when they first married. Yeah! The harsh winter would finally come to a close, melting away into the past and allowing them to step into the future. With constant prayer in my heart, I impatiently awaited the railroad's opening ceremony. I did not, after all, wish for anyone to fall into any kind of misfortune. And that goes for you as well, Master. No, Master. The door is soon to be shut upon this era. Are you prepared to see what happens next? I see, very well. Then allow us to make our way to that final day. See with your own eyes, Master, how this tale concludes. And please, do not let go of my hand. I won't. The night before the opening ceremony, the master of the house had headed for his wife's shed. There was a tension in his face, but a surety in his step. He had found a resolve to speak with her. Having locked her away for so long in the shed like a common prisoner, Jacopo was hardly optimistic about what she might say to him. He had undeniably mistreated her, said heartless and cruel things to her, and even gotten physically violent with her. His actions were inexcusable, even if they were in response to her infidelity. Of course, the very infidelity which had driven him to such behavior had not, in fact, taken place. But he was unaware of that. There was a chance they would never reconcile their misunderstandings, and that this predicament would not have a positive resolution, but he still clung to a tiny fragment of hope. He wanted to start over with the white-haired girl, to make a new future with her. With that desire burning strong in his heart, he stood before the door to her shed and called out to her. Are you awake? It's me, Jacopo. May I come in? I won't hurt you. I will not raise my hand against you again. I swear to you, I will do you no harm. I just wish to speak. I would like to have a calm, rational conversation. And as such, I will not enter your room until you have given me your permission. Has she already killed herself? Somebody please come in. You won't even give me a response? Alright. Considering how you must feel about me, I shouldn't be surprised. Fine then, you don't have to let me in. But please at least... This is so... Oh my god, I'm gonna crash out, dude. Oh my god, this is... Oh my god. There's no... Let's keep reading. Let's keep reading. Fine, then you don't have to let me in, but please at least hear me out. Do you remember the day shortly after we first met, when we went on our honeymoon? If you can even call the little walk we took a honeymoon, I wasn't able to do anything nice for you then either. I had no experience, no idea how to interact with an upper-class woman like you. I didn't know what I should do for you. And yes, I know that makes me sound juvenile. I have a tendency to say things I don't mean the more perturbed I get. I'm sure I said things to hurt you numerous times that day. However, at the photography shop, when you saw the phenakistoscope, you smiled for me. I was genuinely pleased in that moment. I felt like I had gotten closer to you. I very much thought that was actually an appropriate present for a noble woman like yourself. Jewels or flowers or something like that, something beautiful, would have certainly suited you better. And I knew that, but I assume you would have been given gifts like that countless times in the past. You are, after all, a beautiful woman. I did not want to have to compete on the same field as other men. I wanted to be special. No, I wanted to be unique to you. No one had ever shown you anything of the sort before, had they? Frankly, I wasn't sure if a woman of your status would take any interest in a phenakistoscope at all. I imagine you've thrown it out by now, but I choose to believe you sincerely liked it on that day. that if just for a moment I caught your eye, even if you started seeing other men afterwards, the moment was real, wasn't it? Her marriage was, at its core, nothing but an arrangement between her parents in exchange of money and influence. That was how it began, but that day, I loved you. I yearned to see you smile, as if I had loved you my entire life. I'm not happy right now. The Pacific Railroad has finally been completed. That's the project I've been funding. Everyone thought it was crazy, but a railroad now stretches across the breadth of this country. A joining ceremony will be held tomorrow. It's going to be a grand event. Locally, they're planning on doing a gun salute, and the sound of the last peg being driven into the ground will be transmitted across the country via telegraph. I've procured a telegraph so we can listen to it here in the mansion. In your condition, you probably have trouble handling the crowd at the telegraph station, but here you can celebrate in the comfort of your own home. I suppose what I'm saying is I want to celebrate this with you. I've made arrangements to make that possible for you because I wish to have you there with me. Would you be willing tomorrow to celebrate the completion of the Pacific Railroad with me? Would you be there on my side? Please, say something. I want to start over. Oh, you're not saying anything. I guess that must mean it's a no. Oh, okay, then I guess you still hate me. I guess I'm gonna leave without ever confirming that you heard anything I said. I know very well what I've done to you. You may be at fault yourself, but what I did is unacceptable. But what I did was a consequence of my overpowering love for you. I swear it. Why will you not answer me? Say something. Anything. Please, please. You can hear me in there, can't you? If you don't want to, you can just say no. If you do reject me, I'll set you free. I won't hurt you, I promise. Huh? The door is unlocked? Who opened it? Hello? The humid spring breeze brushed against his cheeks. The drawn lace curtains appeared to glow in the gentle moonlight. The white-haired girl was not in her room. Where have you gone? Stupefied, he glanced about his wife's chambers. To my eyes, the neatly organized room appeared no different than any other day, but to his eyes it was pale and hollow, for the one who was supposed to be there, who was supposed to be waiting for him, was not present. He could not hear her voice from anywhere in the shed. In its place echoed a dry rustling, a sad, pitiful, empty whisper of a noise. It came from the lone object left abandoned atop her desk, the phenakistoscope. It was the one present Jacopo had ever given the white-haired girl, a toy made of paper. When spun and viewed in the mirror, it created the illusion of a man and woman dancing. Yeah, I remember. You still had this? That's ridiculous. I assume you had thrown it out. The white-haired girl evidently made considerable use of the phenakistoscope. The paper was visibly worn and tattered, warped in places, and had even begun to yellow. It spun slowly in the wind, rustling and rustling and rustling. Okay, I hate this, but it's still very well written. Don't get me wrong. The prose and everything, and there's still a lot of like thematic cohesion and like the whole like the way the fucking phenakistoscope and the dancing couple is being like reincorporated, and like the way that they both looked at it originally like reflects their relationship and the way they look at their relationships. It's still very well written, but I just hate it. It spun slowly in the wind, rustling and rustling and rustling, spinning in an endless reminder of that day of the year before, but there was no longer anyone around to look through it. Why? But you were with other men. Why would you keep something I gave you? It's so worn. Why? The leather. Beneath the ever-rotating phenakistoscope lay a single sheet of paper. As if drawn to it, he scanned the contents of the parchment. It was a letter addressed to Caro mio Jacopo. The salutation, written in his native language, translated as follows. My beloved Jacopo, did the fruits of your dream turn out as you had hoped? I am sure it was wonderful and impressively fast. A train that can travel across a continent as large as this is like something out of a story. Why is it written like this? I wish I could have been there to see it. I'm sure it would have been quite pleasant, like the day you gave me the Phenicus wheel. Am I being presumptuous? I'm sorry. I thought I would keep waiting for you forever, no matter how much you hated or ignored me, but I made up my mind, so I'm sorry. I decided I would wait for you until the railroad was completed. I foolishly thought that you might invite me to the opening ceremony, but it seems I am not good enough for you. I'm going to take my leave of your house, so you needn't concern yourself with me any longer. However, I do have one request. Please do not forget about all the letters I wrote. Think back on them from time to time. Do not burn them all, for they contain my thoughts, my feelings, my words, a record of my love for you. Remember, when you can, that I was always watching you. Oh no! I'm sorry, I'm having trouble writing. My ears are ringing. There's a voice whispering to me, calling me a witch. Maybe it is your voice. My vision is blurred. I'm not even sure what is going through my mind. I'm sorry, this was all I was able to write for you. I'm truly sorry. I will leave the Phenicus wheel behind. It was my dearest treasure. Farewell. I loved you. 5/8/1869. Not sure what date format that is, but what What the hell is this? He was visibly rattled, and unsurprisingly so. The mention of the Transcontinental Railroad's opening ceremony, the letter she had written, her dearest treasure, her profession of love for him, and above all, the mangled text that appeared to have been written by someone not entirely in their right mind. Everything about it served to amplify his befuddlement. Okay, that's what the befuddled text was about. You waited for me? How can that be? The joining ceremony is tomorrow. It hasn't happened yet. Why did you have to leave then? I'm here. I came for you, just as I planned. The ceremony is on the 10th. Did Maria tell her that the ceremony was today? A second later, Jacopo gasped. The day written on the letter was the day prior, May 8th. Originally, the ceremony was planned to be held on May 8th, 1869. Oh no! However, due to bad weather and a labor dispute, it had been postponed for 2 days. This can't be. I made sure you were informed. I had Maria. Maria? Madam is having an affair. Maria, no you couldn't. Scattered fragments of memory began coming together in his mind. Maria was the only one who had informed him of his wife's supposed unfaithfulness, and though the letters had not been addressed to him, thinking back on it, they had all been about him. Oh! In one letter, she had mentioned treasuring a gift. Jacopo had assumed it meant a gift from another man, but in fact, she had been referring to the phenakistoscope sitting atop her desk, still spinning in the wind. At long last, he finally made that connection. And at the same time, he realized that the only person who could have altered the letters was someone they both trusted, Maria. She never even once betrayed me. She was not unfaithful at all. She waited unwaveringly for me, and I refused to believe her. I caused her pain again and again, just like how you refused to believe that the phenakistoscope were really people dancing and not just an illusion. Wow, the metaphor. But his realizations came far too late. The white-haired girl's spirit had broken, and she was no longer at the mansion. Had he caught on to Maria's machinations sooner, things would not have turned out as they had, but he was much too late. Maria, why would you do this? Clenching the letter from his wife, Jacopo stormed out of the shed in search of Maria. But she was not in the room assigned to her. Where are you? Where have you gone? Maria! Several maids were roused from the slumber by the racket, but no one had the courage to speak up as the master of the house frantically charged through the halls. Eventually, he arrived at his own chamber. He was certain he had closed the door before leaving, but now a sliver of light shone through the gap between it and the frame. From within the room, he thought he could sense someone's presence. When he opened the door, there he saw, comfortably perched upon his own chair, a woman. I've been waiting, Jacopo. This world isn't perfect. Holy. Okay, this is come on though. Nice room you got here, though I guess that's only natural, you being the man of the house and all these fancy furnishings. You do know this stuff's too good for you, right? And then me, I get that barren little maid's room, drives me up the wall. So hey, Jacopo, clear the air with your little lady yet? Maria, haha, I love that look on your face. I'm guessing you didn't make things better then? No, good and well. But she's not even here anymore. Well, yeah, but still, I still want to hear you say it, you know? I want to hear from your own mouth that you couldn't keep a leash on your woman, so you locked her up, drove her mad, broke her down, and then she ran away from you. Go on, say something. Climb back on your high horse and start shouting like you always do. Why, Maria? Why would you do this? Why? Why do you think? Because I fucking despise you. I've been trying to figure out how I wanted to end things, but then they just fell apart on their own. The fates are smiling down upon me, I guess. Nonsense. She was waiting for me until the day of the joining ceremony. I was going to see her on that day. You knew the ceremony had been postponed. That's what you get for putting all this in my hands. For thinking I'm the only one on your side. What, do you think I just tell her like a good little maid? Not a chance in hell. I mean, talk about some fantastic news. You both picked the same date, but you've got the dates different. Wow, extremely convenient. Like everything. Like everything else in the story. Absolutely perfect. Maria, is that how you've always felt? How long have you held this grudge against me? How long? How long? How goddamn dense can you be? Must be nice living in your little fantasy world, Jacopo. And this is the next capo family of the year? Oh my god, my sides. So you've always hated me? At the very least, I fucking loved you since the minute we had our reunion. At first, I did try to convince myself you had your reasons. Didn't make it feel any less unfair though. You had all your money and all your power and everything else you stole from me. Then you go and get hitched to this pretty little lady. But don't try to act like you're the victim here. This is all on you. Do you have any idea how I felt? Fallen from grace, made your goddamn maid, having to suck up to you. Do you have any idea how infuriating that was? Or did you think I didn't know anything? Or did you think I didn't suspect anything? If you did, then you've got your head way up in the clouds. So you were motivated by your grudge against my family, the Brazzatis? Precisely, that's exactly it. Your father wanted so badly to be the capo famiglia, wanted so badly to be in power, that he murdered my dad and grandpa. They say it was a carriage accident. The ground was all torn to hell where it happened. You want to tell me what kind of a carriage accident causes it to explode? As soon as my dad and grandpa died, your dad took over as capo famiglia. The balance of power in the factions began to change. My family and anyone with ties to the Campanellas was either exterminated or exiled. The Brazzatis took control of the city. My grandpa's Casca became your Casca. No one in their sight mind would be naive enough to think the Brazzatis didn't have a hand in that. I thought the Capo Famiglia was Jacopo's grandpa, but was it your grandpa? Did I misread that? It's possible that I just misread that one line. That would make sense, actually. No one in their right mind would be naive enough to think the Brazzatis didn't have a hand in that. The great Campanella family, bitten by their pet dog, except the dog had rabies, and as a result, in time, that lush, historic land would wither away and die. My dad and grandpa, buried in that dried-up earth, are screaming in their graves even now. You can't prove me wrong, can you, Jacopo? And now, first in life to be the next Capo Famiglia is you, his son. Naturally. Feels pretty good, don't it? Slaughtering my family, leaving us to wallow in the mud, while you live here like a fucking king, because of what your family did. I don't have a home to go back to anymore. No house, no prestige, I have nothing left. Yeah, you did mention that at the beginning, that you couldn't go back to your family. That's goddamn outrageous. The Campanellas are supposed to run that city, but instead, your filthy Brazzatis, you filthy Brazzati curs are crawling over it like some kind of infestation. I am a legitimate Campanella. I'm stuck being your goddamn maid. If I hadn't been born a woman, I could have become the Capo Famiglia after my dad and grandpa died. But because I'm a woman, I couldn't retaliate. I just had to sit on my hands and watch the tragedy unfold. It was absolutely miserable, so I had to make you suffer as well. I had to make you twice as miserable as I was. You had no reason to hate anyone but me. Why did you make her a part of this? Did you have some grudge against her too? Not particularly. I actually rather liked the madam. Sweet, pretty, kind-hearted, timid, and fragile. Trusted every word I said. A splendid little toy. You thought of her as your toy? No. Can you really call me out for that? You can't. You have no right. You never cared one bit about anyone else. They're all footstools to you. It's a little too late to find yourself a sense of morality. We're not too different, you and I. This whole thing, it could have been avoided if you two had just had a single conversation. True! True! She's spitting! She is spitting! But instead, the both of you come crawling to me saying you're my only ally, Maria. How dense can you be? Of course, I thought you were my ally. I trusted you, as I'm sure she did too. Then you should get your eyes examined, because you can't see a damn thing. Maria. Haha, my god, it was beautiful. The way you two blindly trusted me, creating your own misunderstandings and causing your own pain. How you could never seem to get on the same page. Watching it all fall apart. Maria, is that everything? The extent of your grudge and all you did? Oh, yep. That's everything. All that's left is for me to kill you. Oh, you know, I think I have seen this CG before. This like unlocked a memory in me. I've seen this CG before somewhere online. I forgot that I saw this. I remember that I've seen this somewhere before because it reminded me of the CG in Human Echo where Curious shoots the gun with like the crazy face. It's like very similar composition. Good thing I didn't remember this, or I would have been spoiled on this story. Oh, hold still now. I wouldn't want to miss. Maria, does your past mean nothing to you? Or is that ode just an empty promise? How could it when you remember so clearly? Fine, explain it for our little romantic boy. Bad grown-ups will even take advantage of good memories. It's time I finally return this to you, Jacopo. That cartridge you gave me, packed with your disgusting sentimentality. She kept the carriage. Ah. Ha 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 ha. Killing you ain't the end, though. All you Brazzati curs. I'll send every last one of you straight to hell. Our revenge has just begun. Even if you had been a man, you wouldn't have been a suitable capo famiglia. You should have aimed between my eyes, Maria. Jacopo. Oh, is that like they shoot her in the head, or is that just a blood stain? Why? Why? In a panic, I pulled the trigger, and from the barrel, a bullet went flying, quite literally right between her eyes. Would anyone ever believe me if I said this wasn't how I wanted things to turn out? The rain just keeps on coming. Wonder if you'll be able to go home today. Hey, Jacopino! Say something, you little wuss. Be quiet. You're gonna give me a headache. The lightning's way louder than me. Eek! Ack! Hahaha, you jumped, Jacopino. You're such a baby. You jumped too, and stop calling you that. Don't be scared. Don't cry. Gonna cry. Gonna piss your pants. I'm not crying. Your eyes are damp too. I'm not crying. Not at all. Not one bit. Liar. Ha ha ha. There's no end to this rain, is there? I'm fine. If it doesn't stop, there's nothing at home for me. You don't want to go home? Your parents don't get along, huh? That's got nothing to do with it. Liar. You've got it good. Everyone loves your grandpa. Whenever anyone needs something, they come to him. Now there's a great man. Huh? How did my grandpa become part of this? Oh, no reason. Not everyone likes him. He gets just as much hate as love. Grandpa's not really a model citizen. He's mostly just shrewd. Are you jealous? I'm not. My old man is, though. Huh, is he now? Well, your dad's got his good points too, I think. Like, I don't know. He seems like the kind of man who can accomplish big things. Though he seems a lot stricter than my grandpa. Oh, come on. I don't get you. What are you climbing up for? No reason. If you don't want to go home, then how about we go somewhere far away from here? Huh? Once it stops raining, let's get out of here. Head up to the capital, find some work. We could make it work, the two of us. Oh, and we'll bring Nero, of course. If we could, it would be nice. Break free of the city and its outdated traditions. Head somewhere bigger, more forward-thinking. If only it were possible. It's alright, Maria. I know you're just joking. We wouldn't be able to find work anywhere. If the two of us ran off, we'd be starving in a month. You'd have to be blind not to see that. Right. Let's go home once the rain lets up. Yeah, once it does. But until then, I know, let's sing! Sing even louder than the lightning. Then maybe you'll stop crying, Jacopino. I'm not crying. Haha. Come on, let's sing. La 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 li lo la la li lo la la li lo la 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 la. I'm not actually gonna sing, I'm sorry. I'm not gonna go that far. La 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 lero la lero la lero la lero la lero la lero la la la. Maria, I may not put it into words, but I trust you understand that I consider you a dear friend. Listen to me, Jacopo. My actions were justified. I did what I did for the betterment of this city, this land. The Campanelas are too conservative. Under their control, this country will atrophy. Progress will continue to lose steam. If we don't push forward, we'll fall farther and farther behind. Before long, you'll be made the next Capo Famiglia. But until that day, you'll cross over to the New World and establish the Casca there. Unify us, bolster us, make us strong. I'll handle things back here. I won't let the Campanelas try and strike back. What? You want Maria to... It's dangerous to keep the Campanella so close by. She has to be taken care of. If you insist, but do not let your guard down. Betrayal is a constant companion in this world. I'm giving you my revolver. Keep it on you at all times. Glory everlasting upon our blood, and upon this earth. Good thing Dad told you that. The best thing I can give you is a job as my maid. If I show you any more obviously preferential treatment, the Berzattis are liable to step in. Money, power, respect, and enough authority to not take orders from anyone. I thought that if I could obtain all that, I would be able to give you your freedom, and her as well. I wanted to give you both comfortable lives. But now, none of that got true to either of you. Ugh. Everything is slipping through my fingers. Her love, my friendship with Maria, both of their smiles. Master, Master! What was that sound? Eek, so much blood! Maria! What happened this time? You keep getting stuck witnessing the worst things. What? Call a doctor. Someone with tight lips. Do not call the police. And don't make a scene. Got it? If so, then go on. Yes, sir. Right. Not everything has slipped from my grasp. And money and influence are all that's left. That is what you wanted, though, is it not? You still have money and power, no? Aren't you going to go? Yes, I will. But first, I would like to ask you something. What do you intend to do from here? What am I going to do? Exactly the same as before. There's but one thing for me to do. I see. Will you eventually find solace in your riches? The way I see it, money and power can be your ally, but they can become your enemy in the blink of an eye. If you do not put them into words, your feelings will never make it true to anyone. For unlike money, humans are not measurable by their appearances. He failed to communicate to anyone what he held within his breast. He was chained down by his place in society. his pride, his relationship, and his own heart. And at some point, he found himself in a position where he was no longer able to speak his mind. After enough time, he likely forgot how to be genuine at all. Or perhaps someone like him simply would not, even if they knew how. In any event, there are many things in this world that cannot be communicated without being put into words. How sad that his tale would end without him expressing how he truly felt. How hard it must have been to never clear up his misunderstandings. After Jacopo's confrontation with Maria, the Pacific Railroad was completed as scheduled. Celebratory cheers took the new world as the last spike was driven into the rails. Jacopo, however, could not even manage to smile listening to the telegraph, and I'm sure you can take a guess as to why. The people with whom he wished to share that moment were not there. Shortly following her death, Jacopo held a private funeral for Maria. Then he commenced a search for the white-haired girl, but he did not do so alone. He hired others to help, did everything in his power to find her, tirelessly searching for many, many years. However, he never was able to locate her, because she fucking traveled through time. And he spent the remainder of his life alone. Money, power, renown, servants. The world around him was always quite lively, but solitude was his only companion. He waited and he waited and he waited for the white-haired girl to return. The years crawled by, and with no family or loved ones to decide to care for him in old age, he died alone. The spinning couple. Alright, that's it. Pig Iron Manor. That's an interesting name. Isn't Pig Iron like yeah, it's like crude iron. Okay, right, we're gonna stop here. So I've kind of been saying my thoughts as I've been going. I guess I'll just like kind of repeat everything. This is definitely my least favorite story so far. But don't get me wrong, like it is very well written. Like the prose and like the thematic consistency, like the thematic depth, all of that is still just as strong as the other chapters. Like don't get me wrong on that. But I just this might just be a me thing. I absolutely hate this kind of story. Like these stories where everything only happened because the characters aren't able to speak to one another. This is very, very common in Japanese media for some reason. This is in so much fucking anime and visual novels and shit. But I hate this trope. It is so annoying to me. Like there were some points when I was reading this, especially this episode, where I was close to fucking crashing out. This might just be a me thing. I'm sure there are people who read this who really like this story. And like I said, thematically, like prose-wise, it's still very strong. It still has some very good lines. It's still written better than like the vast majority of visual novels. But it was so frustrating to read. Like there's just something about stories based on misunderstandings that are so frustrating for me to read. And I guess I understand that's part of the attention. Like they're meant to be frustrating. Like, oh man, if they just talk to each other, it would be resolved. Like it's meant to be frustrating. But I hate it so much. I think part of it is I said it a couple times. This would never ever happen in a million years in real life. This is the action that the white-haired girl and that Maria and that Jacopo have to take for all of this to work out and for all of this to not be exposed for the length of time it did is so insane. Like it felt so contrived. And the story like kept, I don't want to say lampshade, but it kept lampshading it by pointing out that like, oh, all of this could be resolved if they just talk to each other, or oh, it was a big coincidence that this happened, good thing it happened, or else everything would have been exposed. Like it kept pointing that out, and I guess that's like part of the story is like the whims of fate and how like just like stupid coincidences made it so that all of this happened. I get that that's intentional, but that doesn't make me like it. Like it was still very, very frustrating for me to read. Like yeah, I didn't really have a good time reading this. I will say though, I was very scared in the scene where he was saying like explaining his feelings, like at the shed through the door. I was very, very scared that the white hair girl was going to be asleep or something, and that she would just have slept through what Jacopo had told her, and then he would have just walked away after having said all that, and he would have assumed that he said all of that to her and that she had heard it. Like, if that had happened, I would have actually crashed out. I would have been really mad if that happened. but she had already left, so it was fine. Do I have anything else to say? I guess keeping my tally of favorite to least favorite story. So far, my favorite is still the second one. First story in the middle, and this is my least favorite so far. I don't know how many stories there are. I don't really want to look it up because I think it would be kind of spoilers. But that's my ranking so far. 2 is the best. First story is in the middle, and the third one's the worst so far. But we're gonna stop here for now. Next time we're gonna start the fourth story. If we're keeping on the pattern, it's gonna be like all the stories have been getting closer and closer to the present by about a century each, I think. So the next story is probably gonna take place in the 20th century, which is interesting because all the stories have been like pretty far in the past, where it feels like kind of an historical narrative. But if it takes place in the 20th century, that is close enough to the present where it stops being historical, or it's still historical, but like it feels more close to like how we know the world to be, you know. But yeah, I'm gonna stop here for now. All right, see you next time.